The Brady Bunch is one of the best-loved shows of all time, and its young stars literally grew up in front of our eyes.
Now Marcia herself, Maureen McCormick, reveals the Brady perspective as E.T.'s special correspondent.
Thanks, guys. You've probably heard the stories about what happened between the Brady kids, but only the 6 of us know the real truth of life behind the scenes. It's been years since I've seen our old stage here on the Paramount Pictures lot in Hollywood, and my return brought back a whole bunch of memories and reunited me with one of my TV sisters.
The last time I saw Maureen was in August of 1995. It was at my wedding. So that was quite a while ago. In fact, long enough that I'm now divorced.
It's been a really long time. I can't actually even remember. I can't wait to see her. The anticipation was building. Rounding the corner was Susan Olsen, my little sister for 5 seasons on television.
Oh my gosh! Hi! Oh my God! Hi, you look great!
We were so young when we first started shooting The Brady Bunch in 1969. I was only 13 years old when I took on the role of older sister Marcia Brady. Eve Plum, who played Jan, was just 11, and Susan made her debut as Cindy Brady at the tender age of 8. But being back on the Paramount studio lot, it seemed like just yesterday that we were all together.
Ow, prickles aren't supposed to hurt. That's enough.
Doesn't it feel like a dream? Does it feel real to you?
Yeah, there's a very dreamlike quality to it, but there was a dreamlike quality to it when we were doing it. Yes.
Wasn't there?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember coming here?
No, because it was over on that side.
Exactly.
They've changed the location.
It was next to the barber shop, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Luckily, the location of the wardrobe department isn't the only thing that's changed. Looking through our carefully archived costumes from the show, we gratefully realized that Brady Bunch chic was also a thing of the past. Oh my God! You know what? I'll bet it would still fit her too. Ew! It's polyester. I wonder if
Don't
that
get
was
a flame near this. Oh, that
it?
is so. Oh, that looks like us.
Oh
now
my-
wait a minute. This was Eve's, I think, or yours. Yes.
Wow.
I remember that one. You know, I swear, I really, even at the time, I thought that the fashions were ugly.
Did you really?
I really did, yeah.
Having revisited the miniskirts and culottes of our youth, it was time to move on to the set. We spent a great deal of time there together, and that meant playing games and hanging out with Barry Williams, Chris Knight, and Mike Lookinland, who were our brothers on the show.
I have a scar on my knee.
A scar on your knee?
From this.
From these steps?
These steps,
So
yes.
these steps were here
Falling
then?
down these steps.
What happened?
And then there's another set over there. I was chasing a Frisbee that Mike Lookinland threw, and then all of our trailers were here, but doesn't this seem a lot more narrow? I mean, it used to seem so much wider. One year on my birthday, I came walking down this alleyway, and I stopped. My dressing room was the last one, and it had white lettering all over, all these messages. Happy birthday, Susan. I remember Bob Reed wrote, "Don't write on Paramount property, Dad." And then I opened the door, and everybody was in there. It was a surprise party.
Now, Eve and I used to come out here a lot.
To smoke?
We would even actually leave the alley and go, to other sets or other places. And we'd have Banaka with us.
That didn't work.
It didn't, did it?
I could always smell it.
Do you think they knew? Well, just to set the record straight, I've since quit smoking. But I do remember all the crushes that we had on our castmates. I was partial to Barry, while Susan was always sweet on Mike Lookinland. The two are still close friends. In fact, Susan's 4-year-old son is named Michael.
I think that's why I'm so partial to the name. So I always had a best friend named Michael.
You and Michael got married right here!
Right here! This is where Michael got married. And that's the dressing room that you and Eve used to lock us in so he'd make out with me. My first husband,
Mike
Lookinland. Well, this is perfect. This is a nice long hallway. We decided to get married.
Who married you?
You did.
I did. Were the vows good? Were they?
No, you were saying things like, holy macaroni and your awfully wedded wife.
Stage 5 is now home to the Gothic series Angel, a far cry from the suburban Brady family home. But roaming around on the set, Susan and I were still able to see in our mind's eye the way things used to be.
Do these Angel people know this is the Brady set? Do they know that?
Everybody better know. Isn't this the biggest stage at Paramount?
And there was our backyard.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there was a sky.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
my gosh. Wasn't there a teeter-totter?
Yes, there's a teeter-totter in the yard. There's the girls' dressing room. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
Look, they built
Oh my God, it's an office. Oh my God, where's the lights?
Oh, they knocked out the wall. Look, okay, there's the boys' dressing room,
Oh my
too.
God, they're adjoining now. They're adjoining dressing rooms.
And now
Boy,
it's like
would this have
a
been
normal
fun.
size.
Not only did we share dressing rooms, but we all went to school together on the set. And while the one-to-one attention in the classroom was great, to be perfectly honest, I don't think I was the academic type.
Very difficult to make the transition, especially if you had a lot of work to do that day.
Right.
And there you are, like you'd have these crying scenes, and while they're lighting the set, you know, the teacher's going, okay, let's get some
20
algebra
minutes.
in here, you know, and you got to do algebra and then go back to your crying scene. That's really, really difficult.
It was very strange. I used to cheat of Barry's, like, tests. And I think he knew, and he would, like, kind of try to cover for me. But
This marked the teacher's area.
teacher's desk.
The same shelves are here. We had a skeleton hanging right here. I guess to teach us anatomy or
I have
it was a
no
Halloween
idea.
decoration.
Good for you. I don't remember
All of
any
our
of it.
artwork was up here, and then 2 rows of
All
desks.
the desks over here.
Coming up next, Susan and I watched some more rare home movies from the set and the footage of a Brady vacation to London, put together by our TV dad, the late Robert Reed.
The Brady Bunch still airs all over the world, but rarely do you get to see what was happening when the cameras were not rolling. Well, now, our special correspondent, Maureen McCormick, and her TV sister, Susan Olsen, sit down to watch more rare Brady home movies.
I would go to school and I would be teased for having been that horrible geek Cindy Brady. In grade school, I had kids throwing things at me out of jealousy.
Growing up Brady wasn't always as easy as it looked. By the time the show was off the air in 1975, Susan had outgrown her ringlets, and we were all faced with making our way through the real world.
I'd get to the point where I'd have this group of friends, and we'd be past the Brady Bunch. And I'd think, they don't even think of me as that girl. And we'd be out somewhere, and somebody would come up and ask for my autograph, and I'd be mortified. And I'd think, months of work has gone down the drain.
Did you date back then?
Yeah, I didn't date till I was 16.
And were you still, the show was off?
Well, the show was in syndication. I remember thinking it was really difficult for me because I'd be in high school, and, you know, maybe there's somebody that I liked. And I'd come home, and my mom would be watching reruns of the Brady Bunch, and I'd look at this geek on TV and think, how will anybody ever be interested in me?
Please. Oh, come on.
Because back then I just thought it was so incredibly uncool
to be on the
have been
show?
Cindy Brady. It's not uncool now.
I kind of thought that too, though, because I remember in junior high, I really wanted to be with the cool group.
Yeah, me too.
And they didn't quite accept me, and maybe it's because of that, like, Brady thing. Most of the Brady's adventures and fashion faux pas have become an enduring part of pop culture. But what most people don't know is that Susan wasn't born with those platinum blonde curls.
That's true.
I got
I
a
do
little
remember
help
that.
from Modern Chemicals.
They're all there.
Yes. Every week because of the part line. So that would be a Friday night ritual. Would be
Doing your hair.
watch the Brady Bunch and then go bleach my hair.
Hey, you guys. Oh,
Do you remember who threw the football at me? Was it?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know that they really threw a ball at your face to get the shot. Gee, that's nice. And didn't you get in a car accident like the night that aired?
You were there.
Yes,
you and your mother rescued me. I was 16. I was driving home. I was alone in my car, smoking a cigarette. How awful. And I pushed in my lighter, and I looked down, and I rear-ended the car in front of me. And thank God, and it was the night that the Nose episode was on. My nose hit.
She broke her nose.
My nose, this is so weird. My nose hit the steering wheel. I was covered in blood.
Yes.
And I was laying down, and you guys were like the first car to come by.
Now remember, this is not a game.
Bob was my role model for how a grown-up should behave with kids.
Though we played a family on TV, us Bradys really did have a genuine affection for one another, on and off the set.
I always had the sense that Bob had an unconditional love for me.
I always had a huge crush on him.
Bob was beyond
he was-
handsome, beyond handsome. Beautiful voice,
God, he was so
beautiful mannerisms.
So
Did you only have a crush on Michael, or did you have a crush on you?
I only had a crush on Mike Lookinland. I used to think I really ought to have a crush on Chris Knight because the rest of the country has a crush on him.
I think I liked them all. At some point.
On any given weekend, you might find you and me spending the weekend at Florence's house.
She had the swimming pool, that house that they were renting in...
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
And she always was romping around her house in her bathing suit, and I remember spending tons of summers out there.
Now, wouldn't you think we would play differently than other kids? But oh no, here we are, give us cameras. Michael is pretending to do a cough syrup commercial.
Having traipsed down memory lane, it was time to take a look at some of Susan's old home movies, taken behind the scenes with a film camera that Robert Reed had given each of his TV kids.
Look at Eve's glasses. She really did wear those, right?
Yes, but then whenever we did a scene, she had their glasses that had no glass in them.
Oh, it's for the glare, right? Oh, Annie, eating her apples.
And now that was a naked picture of Henry Gibson.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really?
It was like a centerfold.
There's Florence. Florence used to go around topless.
Really? Like at home? Or?
Uh-oh, where's this? Hawaii?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. I remember I was so embarrassed wearing a bathing suit for the world to see.
Oh.
A two-piece.
This is when Bob took us all to England on the big steamship.
Part of the Brady travels included a singing tour across the country. The rehearsal hours were long, and though we enjoyed every minute of being on stage, there were times when we couldn't wait to get home.
I remember you and Eve showing up at our hotel room, and you were both homesick. That's kind of a tough life. I mean,
it was a lot.
We were working constantly.
The Brady Bunch has earned a loyal following through the years with a whole new generation of fans. To our surprise, it's become a guilty pleasure for some, even spawning movie spoofs 26 years after the original series debuted.
Yeah, I mean, I see the good-hearted spirit of making fun of us. You know, I mean, it was the 70s. Times were weird.
We were a little strange, weren't we?
No, every family has potato sack races.
I still keep in touch with my TV family. Bobby, Mike Lookinland, is a film camera operator who lives in Salt Lake City with his wife and two adorable boys. Peter, Christopher Knight, works in the computer business. Jan, Eve Plum, lives in LA and is an actress, while Barry Williams and Florence Henderson have both remained in the spotlight. As for me, I'm married and the proud mom to 11-year-old Natalie.